Welcome to the newsroom on CNN Philippines. In the news, thousands of passengers troop to airports, bus terminals, and seaports ahead of the long break. We give you live updates and tips for a smooth and safe travel. For those worried over security, the Metro Manila Police assures the public there are no imminent threats this All Saints' Day break. And President Rodrigo Duterte takes time out from his busy day to help a Filipino-American boy at school.
This program is presented by Bank of Commerce, an affiliate of San Miguel Corporation.
Good evening, I'm Ina Andalong. Thanks for joining us. Travelers begin leaving the capital ahead of the All Saints and All Souls days. Aside from bus terminals, another busy transport hub is the airport. Our Makoy Popioco joins us live from the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Makoy, what's the latest there?
Hi, Ina. It's starting to get a little busier here at NAIA Terminal 3. Since this morning, more and more passengers have been arriving here, especially this afternoon. We saw lines outside the departure area, although not that long. Overall, the movement at the check-in counters, at the departure and arrival areas has been smooth all throughout the day. And here outside, there's a slight buildup of cars bringing departing passengers. And the traffic on the road surrounding the airport remains light to moderate. Passenger Nelly Lee says her family decided to travel early for their vacation in Singapore to avoid a travel rush next week. Most of the passengers we talked to shared the same reason.
Nothing at all. Everything is really good. I just want to get in.
Yeah. Are you excited to experience it more of the Philippines?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just started, so we have a whole month here.
Para madali kaming check-in.
Kumusta naman po so far? Ano masasabi ninyo? Smooth lang ba yung biyahe?
Smooth naman po. Mahaba yung bakasyon. So, yun na yung inano namin, yung opportunity na magkasama-sama kami.
Manila International Airport Authority General Manager Edmond Rial says all 4 NAIA terminals are prepared for the arrival of passengers ahead of the long break. According to airport officials, last year, there were 36,000 passengers who traveled via this terminal alone. They're expecting the same number this year. For today and tomorrow, the same number of employees has been deployed around the airport, but more may be around on Monday depending on the need. Civil aviation officials have ordered airports to keep a no-leave policy during the entire duration of Uplan Undas. And they also set out some reminders for the public. For domestic passengers, they should be here at the airports at least 2 hours before their schedule and 3 hours ahead of schedule for international passengers. Ina.
Thank you, Makoy. That was Makoy Popioco reporting live from NAIA. Tens of thousands of passengers are now traveling via seaports and piers in time for the long Undas break. In an advisory posted on its social media accounts, the Philippine Coast Guard says it has monitored a total of 64,676 outbound passengers as of 12 noon today. That's from 12 ports and piers across the country. Metro Manila Police Chief Oscar Albayalde says there is no imminent security threat in Metro Manila ahead of the All Saints' Day break. They are deploying more than 5,000 policemen and around 2,000 barangay tanods in cemeteries and other areas to keep the public safe and secure.
Ina-assume namin, na mataas yung threat level dito sa Metro Manila in particular. Lalong-lalo na itong parating na Undas at saka itong ASEAN Summit natin. Kaya pinaigting din natin yung ating intelligence gathering, yung ating mga intelligence operatives.
Several roads are closed to manage traffic around cemeteries from today until November 3rd. The stretch of Aurora Boulevard from Dimasalang to Rizal Avenue is closed. The same goes with the stretch of Dimasalang from Makiling to Blumentritt and the stretch of P. Guevara from Cavite to Pampanga. Closed from midnight of November 1st up to 3 a.m. of November 2nd are stretches of Blumentritt from A. Bonifacio to P. Guevara, Retiro from Dimasalang to Blumentritt Extension, and Leonor Rivera from Cavite to Aurora. The Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation announces there will be no roadworks in some expressways to ease traffic flow during the All Saints Day. No roadworks as well on NLEX and SETEX from October 27th to November 16th, and on Cavitex from October 27th to November 2nd. Armored vehicles of the military played a big role during the war in Marawi. And whenever these vehicles break down, soldier mechanics come in even as bullets whiz by. Our George Cahiles speaks with a lady officer who led these mechanics.
Loud explosions and gunfire filled the air as these soldier mechanics tried their best to salvage the military's armored vehicles inside the main battle area of Marawi. This has been the life of Captain Jovita Buklat's company from the beginning until the end of the war. She repairs broken armored vehicles even in the middle of a firefight or even sometimes under the pouring rain.
Mga first month kasi yan na yung natatamaan ng sniper, then RPG. So yun yung naagapan na nare-repair ng ating mekaniko.
In urban warfare, armored vehicles play a vital role, especially in penetrating areas populated by enemy forces. With the mounted fighters highly prepared for the warfare with their high-caliber firearms and explosives, armored vehicles support the ground troops during assaults. And in the course of carrying out a mission, armored vehicles sometimes break down, and that's when soldier mechanics come in.
Normal naman siguro na may kaba, pero syempre may kumpiyansa ka kasi alam mo na nandiyon yung kasamahan mo na nagbibigay ng fire support para protektahan yung mekaniko natin na mag-repair or mag-recover sa mga nade-detract or nababalahaw na armored vehicle natin.
Buklat was among the first female officers inside the main battle area. Faced with a daunting task, she's thankful that the commanders trusted her capabilities as an officer as a woman. The female officer says she was treated equally as her male counterparts.
Yung role ko, hindi nila ako tinignan as babae, although babae ako, pero respeto nila at binigyan nila ako ng pagkakataon na gawin ko or gampanan ko yung trabaho ko bilang isang CEO ng Forward Sport Company at to lead my men.
In her 13 years of service, Buklat says the Marawi siege is her most challenging experience yet. But with this mission, she's more confident to take on bigger battles in the future. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
A kid's simple request a president couldn't resist. Mr. Rodrigo Duterte makes a video to help an 11-year-old Filipino-American with his school project. Andre Esteban is studying in Fresno, California. In a letter, Andre said he is a proud Filipino and he likes Mr. Duterte as president. He said he would like to talk about him in his class report next month. He then asked a favor for the president to send a video greeting. His mom, Almayra Grace Custodio, posted the letter on Facebook, hoping the president would reply, and he did. On Facebook, Special Assistant to the President, Bongo, posted Mr. Duterte's video greeting. Let's watch.
I would like to say hello to Mrs. Ricuti and the students in Fresno Adventist Academy in California, USA, especially to you, Andre Esteban. Andre, I received your letter request and I am most happy to oblige. I am sure that you will do great report about our beloved country, the Philippines. Continue being a good son and study well.
Andre's mom thanked Mr. Duterte and also the people who helped her reach the president. When the newsroom returns, we check the situation at the Araneta bus terminal as passengers leave for their trip to the provinces. And the Queen of Soul, Jaya, gets her fans all excited over a new album. Newsroom Weekend will be back. Keep it here on CNN Philippines. Again, we're here We're still live on Facebook. Thank you for those monitoring us on our Facebook account. We'd like to greet some of you, so please do comment so we can read some of them out. We want to greet Alex Coma from Tuguegarao, Mirna Caraballe from Hong Kong, Duma Giandang from Saudi Arabia, Manny Consolacion watching from the Cayman Islands, Elmer Gaspe from Samar, Kojin Inagaki from Japan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. We have a lot more in store for you in the newscast, so please huwag kayong umalis and stay tuned dito sa aming Facebook account. Also, hello to Jason Andol from Cambodia, Jojo Pineda watching from Riyadh, John Ray Pano from Cebu, Marites Flamiano from Saudi Arabia. For those wondering or kung gusto niyo na pong malaman ng ilan pong nakahain pa sa aming newscast, we have a situationer coming for you at the Araneta Center Bus Terminal. As we know, a lot of people are going home to the provinces dahil undas weekend po. Dumadami po ang mga pumupunta sa mga bus terminal and airports. Earlier, meron po tayong report from our correspondent, Makoy Popioko. And our Anjo Alimario also was at the Araneta Bus Center Terminal earlier, and he will be reporting or giving us a report on that after the break. We do know earlier, he was telling us nagdagdag daw po ng mga buses para masiguro na hindi po kukulangin para doon sa dami ng mga pasaherong dumadating. Also, we have some tips and reminders for those traveling or those expecting to drive long hours. Meron po tayong mga reminders lalo na patungkol sa inyong mga sasakyan. Make sure that they are roadworthy. Check on their tires, brakes, their water. Also, throughout the day, if you've been monitoring us here on CNN Philippines, we have been reporting. We had breaking news earlier about a new presidential spokesperson. President Rodrigo Duterte announced this last night. He will be having Attorney Harry Roque as his new spokesman, replacing Ernesto Abella. For those wondering kung sino po itong si Attorney Harry Roque, he's actually a congressman elected as Kabayan Party List representative. He is also a human rights lawyer. Some of the cases he handled, he defended the family of the people killed in the 2009 Maguindanao massacre. Also defended the family of Filipino transgender Jennifer Laude, who was killed by a U.S. Marine in 2014. Malacanang has yet to give any official statement on what will happen to Ernesto Abella. For now, what we do know is that he is still Undersecretary of or under the Office of the President. Also, in the lineup, meron din po tayong mga comments from Ginebra fans. Ginebra, the fans, excited fans, we did collect some of their comments and we have a report on that as well. Also, for those wondering, earlier we reported about some road closures for Undas. Para sa hindi po nakapanood nun, we do upload some of these reports online, so feel free to look it up to find out yung mga ilan pong mga saradong kalye for Undas. And we will try to give you, and we will be giving you also an update on the UAAP games today, Ateneo versus UE and UP versus FEU. So keep your comments coming on Facebook and we will try to read as many as we can later on. This is the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Welcome back. Passengers troop to ports and terminals to travel home for the long break. And one of the busiest terminals in Metro Manila is the Araneta Bus Terminal in Cubao, Quezon City. Our Anjo Alimario checks the situation there.
Filipinos will always make time to visit their departed loved ones, even if it would mean rushing to terminals and waiting in line to get a ride home. Esther Gaho failed to book and buy her ticket in advance, so she tried her luck to get one.
Ang bus napabulusan, puno na, mag-antay na lang ako dito ng may nagbibinta ng ticket eh.
And it paid off, but she has to wait for 9 more hours before her boss leaves.
Oo, kahit na mag-antay ako. Kasi sabi nila sa Lunes pa. Sabi ko na kung malayo, nabalit sa hindi na ako uwi. Dito na lang mag-antay.
And she's just one among 6,000 passengers expected to arrive at the old and new Araneta terminals on Saturday. Many are bracing themselves for the long hours of waiting. They say it's all worth it.
Alas 10 pa yung alis ng sasakyan namin. Papuntang Samar, Sarawis.
Tsaka para na din po sa Undas, bibisita po kay Lolo at Lola.
For them, returning to the provinces and going to the cemetery is a family affair, a chance to get together. Araneta Bus Terminal General Manager Mon Legaspi says there are enough bus units to accommodate passengers. Transport regulators have issued special permits to almost 1,000 buses to allow more buses on the road. Security is also in place with police officers roaming around to keep travelers safe. Anjali Mario, CNN Philippines.
Transport regulators remind PUV drivers and operators to ensure the safety and convenience of passengers this Undas. That means checking the engine, brakes, lights, and other major parts of a vehicle and making sure they are in good working condition. Authorities also remind drivers to observe traffic rules and regulations, and to avoid fatigue, drivers should not drive more than 6 hours and should be replaced by an alternate driver.
Titiyakin na nasa maayos na disposition yung driver, no? Because we have heard cases in a number of occasions, in a number of times before the board, na yung disgrasya is attributed to human error.
With many motorists heading to the provinces, Petron is offering assistance to ensure a worry-free travel this Undas break. Our CN Arcangel visits the Lakbay Alalay station in Marilao and shows us what's happening there.
With thousands of Filipinos expected to head to the provinces for All Saints' Day, it pays to make sure that both drivers and their vehicles are in good condition for these long trips. That's why Petron is holding Lakbay Alalay to make sure drivers have worry-free travels. This morning, 5 candidates of Miss Earth 2017 stopped by the Petron service station in Marilao. The beauty queens from the U.S. Virgin Islands, Honduras, Denmark, Indonesia, and Paraguay play the blow bag game where they found out what motorists should check before going out on the road. They also experienced what could happen in a crash with a seatbelt impact simulator. Miss U.S. Virgin Islands Kaylee Carlberg says Lakbay Alalay is a fun reminder for motorists to take road safety seriously.
Petron practices a program called blow bag, which is battery, lights, oil, water, brakes, air, and gas. And we had the opportunity to play a game where the delegates back there were able to, complete it in time and to make sure that you are thinking about those things before you enter the road, because you don't want to end up stalled on the side of the road. That's never fun.
Motorists also got a chance to try it out. Rudy Mendoza had his car's batteries checked to make sure his trip to Tarlac will be smooth. He says Lakbay Alalay is a big help for drivers like him going on long trips.
Makakatulong yun, especially nga dun sa mga hindi nag-check up ng sasakyan. Pag kami nangyari dyan or na-check up nyo na mahina na yung battery, di ba? So, pwedeng mapalitan kagad, hindi na siya makakaabala pagka nasira yung sasakyan along the way.
Lakbay Alalay will be ready to assist motorists until tomorrow here at the Marilao station and at the San Pedro service station in Laguna for those traveling along SLEX. And from October 31st to November 1, Lakbay Alalay will be stationed at the Petron service station at the Dr. A. Santos Avenue in Parañaque, just near the Manila Memorial Park. Cian Arcangel, CNN Philippines.
Still ahead, we bring you the latest in the UAAP and how netizens are reacting to Huneba's championship win. And here's one Rain you don't want to go away. K-pop superstar Rain releases a video ahead of his Manila concert. This is Newsroom Weekend on CNN Philippines. Stay tuned. Facebook Live. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood pa rin po sa amin sa aming Facebook account. Thank you all for your greetings and comments. Keep them coming at we will be reading. I'll be reading some of them now. Hello po kay Tessie Campaner, who is watching from Lebanon. Tony Llorca from Qatar. Alex Coma from Tugigaraw. Karen Navarro from Malolos City. Nabasa ko na po yung iba kanina. Manny Consolacion from Cayman Islands. I remember earlier also. Our colleagues, RJ Nicolas, Ted Tuvera, hello, and Edward Ortiz. Also the staff, Jeffrey Tupas, the staff of Davao City Mayor Inday Sara Duterte is monitoring. Manny Guanlao, hello. Marie Martin from Quezon City. Jojo Pineda from Riyadh. From Cebu. Where is that? John Ray Pano. Ruby Borja from Cubao, Quezon City. Thank you for monitoring us on Facebook. We'd also like to hear your comments on some of our reports, so feel free to post them on the comment section of our Facebook Live. For those who just tuned in, we've been bringing you reports about the people traveling to the provinces dahil Undas weekend na po ngayon. So it's a long weekend, long Undas break. And also throughout the day, we have been reporting again for those who haven't, for those who have just tuned in, President Rodrigo Duterte has announced a new spokesman. He is Attorney Harry Roque. He will be replacing Ernesto Abella as presidential spokesman. It was announced last night by the president at Attorney Roque's birthday dinner in Davao City. We still have yet to find out when exactly Attorney Harry Roque will begin as a spokesman, but let me give you a little bit of background. He is the congressman or representative of Kabayan Party List. He is a human rights lawyer. He has handled a number of high-profile cases, including the Maguindanao massacre, where he defended the family of the victims of that tragic incident. Also, he defended the family of Filipino transgender Jennifer Laude, who was killed by a U.S. Marine. For now, wala pa pong sinasabi kung ano po ang mangyayari kay Ernesto Abella. What we do know is that he is still an undersecretary under the office of the president. Also, in the lineup, or next, we do have some comments from Ginebra fans. We do know, as you know, nag-champion po muli ang Ginebra sa Governor's Cup ng PBA. We collected some of the comments. Excited po ang mga Ginebra fans. Of course, dahil or natalo ang Meralco Bulls. Also, we will be giving you updates on what happened in some games or the games in the UAAP. Ateneo versus UE po kanina at UP versus FEU. For those who want updates, doon po meron po mga road closures para doon sa mga babiyahe. I just don't have a copy with me now, but we do post them on our social media accounts, some of those reports. So you might want to look back and find those reports kung gusto niyo pong malaman ano po yung mga saradong kalye for Undas or for this weekend. We also have some reminders for those who will be traveling long hours this weekend. Check on your vehicles. Try to avoid accidents by making sure that your cars are roadworthy. Check your tires, your brakes, your water. And again, keep your comments coming. Marami pong salamat sa mga nakatutok sa aming Facebook Live. I'll greet more. We have 30 seconds to go. Vice Gutierrez from Bahrain, Mandix Durano, Ann Swartz, Michael John Tan from Lucena City, Opring Onofre from South Korea, Ruiz Garcia from Cainta. Keep your comments coming and we'll read. The newsroom's back with more stories. Moving on to entertainment news, the country's Queen of Soul, Jaya, teases her fans for an upcoming album. Jaya posted this photo on her social media accounts together with her music team. She says, we quote, album listening today with these guys, and I'm so excited. This is her first album under her new label, Star Music. Jaya is known for producing OPM classics like Wala Na Bang Pag-ibig and Dahil Tanging Ikaw, among many others. A week before Korean superstar Rain rocks the Manila concert stage, his concert producer releases a new video of the original king of K-pop. It shows off his moves and what Filipinos can expect at his upcoming concert, Rise to Shine. Rain rose to stardom with his hit songs, movies, and TV series, including the K-drama Full House with Song Ye Kyo. Rain held his last concert in Manila in 2010 with Korean boy band U-KISS. The Rise to Shine concert takes place on November 3rd, 8 p.m. at the Big Dome. The event is a benefit concert for Marawi residents, Make Your Nanay Proud, and Co-PH Foundations. Earn points and rewards by simply swiping your smartphone lock screen. This is the appeal of a Korean-inspired mobile application now making waves among cell phone users. Tristan Nodalo has the story.
K-dramas, K-pop, and colorful fashion, the Korean wave fever or Hallyu still captures the hearts of many Filipinos. But did you know that the Korean-inspired mobile app is also getting the attention of Pinoy smartphone users this year?
The concept itself is Korean, but we're a completely Filipino company, and we think that Philippines is a great market for this concept because almost half the population now have cell phones here.
In a country where 58% of its population is hooked on social media, spending an average of 4 hours online daily, and with people checking and swiping their phones at least 150 times a day, the technology behind the Pera Swipe app is pretty simple. Swipe your lock screen and earn points.
So our goal is really to help people earn free load and rewards while providing a new and innovative platform where companies can get their message out to the people.
Because of the huge market potential, the app made extensive research on Filipino smartphone behavior in 2015. The mobile app was also chosen by tech giant Facebook for the developers program for startups.
Recently, we also got funding from Facebook as a mobile app startup selected for its mentorship program. Facebook will provide PeraSwipe year-round support, and PeraSwipe is the first commercial mobile app in the Philippines that has been selected by the Facebook.
With support coming from tech giants and Filipino Hallyu lovers, the app hopes to reach 1 million users this year, one swipe at a time. Tristan Nodalo, CNN Philippines.
Sports news now. What a way to end the 42nd season of the PBA. Barangay Ginebra defends its Governor's Cup crown before a record-breaking crowd at the Philippine Arena in Bocaue, Bulacan. Our Paulo Del Rosario tells us how the Gin Kings sealed the victory.
Your back-to-back champions, Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel!
It was a nerve-wracking finish, but in the end, the champions defended their crown. Barangay Ginebra held off a late Meralco Bolts charge in the dying minutes of Game 7 of the PBA Governor's Cup Finals to retain their title 101-96 in front of a record-breaking crowd of 54,000 at the Philippine Arena. Ginebra starts strong, making up for their poor starting Game 6 with a flurry in the deciding game. But despite being down by as much as 20 points, the Bolts refused to give up and gave the defending champs a scare. A furious Meralco rally in the fourth quarter sees Ginebra lead evaporate with under a minute left to play. But a big offensive rebound and a defensive stop was enough for Ginebra to go home with the trophy. It was a close call, but Ginebra was able to hang on.
Boy, I didn't know if we could hang on at the end. They just continued to make runs at us, and we just kept answering with big shots, just huge shots all the way through. LA, Justin, Joe hit a couple.
Emotions ran high for the Bolts, coming close to claiming their first franchise championship. But after a poor first half, the challenge proved to be too much.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Ginebra and Coach Tim. Other than that, I really don't have any comments. Wasn't very happy with the way the game was governed tonight, and I don't want to give the commissioner any money, so I'll just leave it at that, okay?
We didn't give up, but when you go down big against Ginebra, especially in the first half like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a grind just to get back, and I think we pretty much lost the game by the first half, and we were just playing catch-up the whole time.
Ginebra's LA Tenorio was crowned Finals MVP for his performance in the series. Tenorio also stood out in the deciding game, paving the way with 26 points in the title clincher.
No, Game 7 is really, for me personally, it's really it's all about instinct.
basketball instinct. It doesn't matter kung ano yung X and O's, kung ano yung strategy ng coach, kung ano yung strategy ng kabilang team or whatever. It's really the instinct and the focus, and yung pagiging kalma in the middle of storm. Parati sinasabi ni Coach Tim.
Last year, Ginebra had to wait 8 years for a title, but they didn't have to wait too long for the next one. After missing out on the championship in the first 2 conferences, Ginebra ends the season in the best way possible, with Coach Tim Cone leading them to victory. Paulo Del Rosario, CNN Philippines.
The Ateneo Blue Eagles remain undefeated in UAAP Season 80 after beating the UE Red Warriors. The final score 97-73. The Red Warriors tried to keep the score close early on in the game, but the Blue Eagles kept them at bay. Ateneo eventually pulled away at the half 48-35 and continued with its offensive onslaught to maintain a commanding distance in the second half. 30 Ravenna powered Ateneo with 17 points. UE's top scorer Alvin Pasaol only tallied 8 points today. With a win, the Blue Eagles remain unbeaten in 11 outings. They also booked a twice-to-beat advantage. In the second game, the FEU Tamaraws and the UP Fighting Maroons went head-to-head in a pivotal match as the race to the Final Four winds down. At the end of the game, UP reigned supreme 59-56, courtesy of a last-minute three-pointer from Paul Desiderio. That's what's happening in the newsroom this Saturday. Welcome to the newsroom on CNN Philippines. In the news, passengers arrive in droves at airports and bus terminals ahead of the All Saints' Day break. We give you live updates and tips for a safe travel home. More names surface in the killing of law student Apio Castillo, with one of the frat men breaking the code of silence. And the Gin Kings defend their PBA Governor's Cup title in an epic showdown with the Meralco Bolts. Good afternoon, I'm Ina Adalong. Thanks for joining us. We begin with the latest situation at the Araneta bus terminal in Cubao, where passengers are traveling home for the long break. Our correspondent Anjo Alemario joins us live. Anjo, how many passengers are expected there today?
Well, around 6,000 passengers are expected to arrive here, both at the old and new Araneta bus terminal. That's according to Mon Legaspi of the Araneta bus terminal. It's up from yesterday's number at 5,000 passengers. Now, we're here at the new Araneta bus terminal, and as you can see behind me, it's quite understandable why more passengers prefer to go here instead of the old bus terminal. As you can see, you see the air-conditioned waiting area for the passengers. You have also more orderly ticket counters, and you also have clean restrooms for the passengers, pretty much like you see in the airport. Again, it's a start of a long weekend for some of our kababayans. Some of them, of course, took a leave on the 30th and to really make the most of their free time. And for those of the passengers who are just about to head here, bring a lot of patience with you. Expect that your bags will be inspected by the security guards manning the entry points. And you also have to wait a little longer before your bus arrive here at the terminal. And in terms of security, Ina, the security here is very tight. We see police officers deployed around the area. They're actually roaming around to ensure the peace and order situation. So generally, it's peaceful here in our situation here at the Araneta bus terminal, Ina.
Anjo, how can authorities ensure there will be enough buses to accommodate passengers?
We understand that the LTFRB has issued almost 1,000 special permits to bus units to augment the supply of buses to really accommodate more passengers heading to the provinces. And also a tip from Mon Legaspi of the Araneta bus terminal to passengers: always plan your trip ahead. He says that you should buy and book your tickets 1 week before your trip, Ina.
Thank you, Anjo Alemario there, reporting live from Cubao. Several roads are closed next week to manage traffic around cemeteries. From today until November 3rd, the stretch of Aurora Boulevard from Dimasalang to Rizal Avenue is closed. The same goes with the stretch of Dimasalang from Makiling to Blumentritt and the stretch of P. Guevara from Cavite to Pampanga streets. Closed from midnight of November 1st up to 3 a.m. of November 2nd are stretches of Blumentritt from A. Bonifacio to P. Guevara, Retiro from Dimasalang to Blumentritt Extension, and Leonor Rivera from Cavite to Aurora. Meanwhile, Skyway, NAIA Expressway, South Luzon Expressway, and Star Tollway will also roll out Oplan Ligtas Biyahe Undas 2017. This aims to ensure the safety of motorists heading to cemeteries in southern Metro Manila and their home provinces in the south. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, the National Police, and the Highway Patrol Group will also help with the initiative. Ligtas Biyahe motorist assistance stations will be set up in select areas. The South Tollways operators are advising motorists to plan their trips and keep their vehicles in excellent running condition to avoid problems on the road. After months of fighting for the liberation of Marawi, soldiers recount their ordeal of braving the attacks of ISIS-inspired terrorists and making it out alive. Our senior correspondent David Santos tells us about their heroism.
He was a junior army officer who became viral on social media for taking off his protective gear to reach out to mountain members amidst heavy fighting.
Habang nag-uusap kami, dahan-dahan ko na silang na-convince na ilabas si ganito, ilabas yung bata. So tumulong sa akin yung mga ibang units din para mailabas yung mga bata.
Captain Jeffrey Bruada knew it was a dangerous act. But with their lives on the line, he took a risk with his unit in saving a number of children and women hostages. These troops from the 5th Mechanized Infantry Battalion were deployed to Marawi on day 1 of the siege with one mission: to serve as reinforcement to another army unit under fire. But they themselves were pinned down by the enemy. Outnumbered, they came under heavy attack and were forced to seek shelter in these concrete homes.
Alam na namin na kunti na lang yung bala namin. Kuha na lang kami, paisa-isa na lang. Yung sino mag-akyat, yun na lang binabaril namin sa kanila. Tapos wala na kaming makain, sir. Kasi sunog yung buong bahay namin eh.
For several days, Lieutenant Geraldo Alvarez led his men in defending their possessions. Despite being constantly bombarded by enemy fire, with no food, exhausted, and running out of ammunition. With limited power on their mobile phones, they were calling their loved ones, telling them they were ready to die.
Mang, baka mamatay na ako dito kasi grabe yung kalaban namin. I-pray mo na lang.
Sabi ko din sa tita ko, tita, tanggapin na natin kung ano yung mangyayari sa akin dito. Kung mamamatay kami, mamamatay talaga kami.
Their commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Galileo Goyena, decided to retaliate using artillery fire and airstrikes to target Maute fighters surrounding his troops. Goyena admits it was a risky decision.
Ready na rin mamatay yung mga tropa ko. At ready na rin sila na at least take that chance para mabuhay.
After about 5 days, their comrades from the 1st Scout Ranger Battalion came to the troops' rescue. The Scout Rangers had just come from another skirmish in Bukidnon. Of the 20 soldiers from the 5th Mechanized Infantry Battalion that was trapped inside the houses, 16 were rescued alive.
Eventually, nakuha na rin namin yung 4 na patay, 4 na kiya natin, and the two tanks, even under fire. No? So yun yung sinasabi natin na walang iwanan hanggang kamatayan.
Captain Arnel Carandang was part of the mission to extricate the besieged troops. At times when everyone felt it seemed hopeless trying to save comrades and civilians trapped in the war zone, Carandang said they remembered their families and the freedom they were fighting for.
Malaki yung nagawa ng mga families namin sa labas. They help us survive kahit na alam nilang everyday there is a chance na pwedeng hindi na na nila kami makita. But still, they supported us all throughout.
And it's all that matters. They may be willing to die for the country, but they will also fight to live for the ones they love. David Santos, CNN Philippines.
Sports news now. What a way to end this 42nd season of the PBA. Barangay Ginebra defends its Governor's Cup crown in front of a record-breaking crowd at the Philippine Arena in Bocaue, Bulacan. Our Paulo Del Rosario tells us how the Gin Kings sealed the victory.
Your back-to-back champions, Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel!
It was a nerve-wracking finish, but in the end, the champions defended their crown. Barangay Ginebra held off a late Meralco Bolts charge in the dying minutes of Game 7 of the PBA Governor's Cup Finals to retain their title 101-96 in front of a record-breaking crowd of 54,000 at the Philippine Arena. Ginebra starts strong, making up for their poor starting Game 6 with a flurry in the deciding game. But despite being down by as much as 20 points, the Bolts refused to give up and gave the defending champs a scare. A furious Meralco rally in the fourth quarter sees Ginebra lead evaporate with under a minute left to play. But a big offensive rebound and a defensive stop was enough for Ginebra to go home with the trophy. It was a close call, but Ginebra was able to hang on.
Boy, I didn't know if we could hang on at the end. They just continued to make runs at us, and we just kept answering with big shots, just huge shots all the way through. LA, Justin, Joe hit a couple.
Emotions ran high for the Bolts, coming close to claiming their first franchise championship. But after a poor first half, the challenge proved to be too much.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Ginebra and Coach Tim. Other than that, I really don't have any comments. Wasn't very happy with the way the game was governed tonight, and I don't want to give the commission any money, so I'll just leave it at that, okay?
We didn't give up, but when you go down big against Ginebra, especially in the first half like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a grind just to get back, and I think we pretty much lost the game by the first half, and we were just playing catch-up the whole time.
Ginebra's LA Tenorio was crowned Finals MVP for his performance in the series. Tenorio also stood out in the deciding game, paving the way with 26 points in the title clincher.
No, Game 7 is really, for me personally, it's really, it's all about instinct, basketball instinct. It doesn't matter kung ano yung X and O's, kung ano yung strategy ng coach, kung ano yung strategy ng kabilang team or whatever. It's really the instinct and the focus, and yung pagiging kalma in the middle of storm. Parati sinasabi ni Coach Tim.
Last year, Ginebra had to wait 8 years for a title, but they didn't have to wait too long for the next one. After missing out on the championship in the first two conferences, Ginebra ends the season in the best way possible, with Coach Tim Cone leading them to victory. Paulo Del Rosario, CNN Philippines.
Catch more sports stories on Sports Desk Weekend with Miko Halili. That comes right after Newsroom. Moving on to entertainment news, the country's Queen of Soul, Jaya, teases her fans for an upcoming album. Jaya posted this photo on her social media accounts together with her music team. She says, we quote, "Album listening today with these guys and I'm so excited." This is her first album under her new label, Star Music. Jaya is known for producing OPM classics like Wala Na Bang Pag-ibig and Dahil Tanging Ikaw, among many others. When the newsroom returns, President Duterte takes time out from his busy day to help a Filipino-American boy at school. How? We'll tell you later. A brother breaks the code of silence of the ageist jurist fraternity to give details on the death of law student Horacio Atio Castillo III. Back after a quick break. Keep it here on CNN Philippines. We're live on Facebook. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat na nanonood sa Facebook Live. We'd like to say hello to some of you guys watching online. Let me read some of your comments from my phone. Michiko Kokoro from British Columbia, Canada. Duma Gianandang from Jeddah. Thank you for watching. Also from South Korea, Juliet Mayormita, Erika Okawara from Tokyo, Japan. Also, Razel Matibag is watching. Hello. From Florida, Hello, Melvi Edrelin Reyes. Marami pong mga nanonood, especially from abroad. Thank you very much for monitoring us on Facebook. We have a lot in store for you in the rest of the newscast. I'll give you a glimpse though. Mamaya po, we will be talking about a new presidential spokesperson. It was announced by no less than President Duterte earlier. His new spokesman is Attorney Harry Roque. He is congressman of Kabayan Party list who will be serving as presidential spokesperson, replacing Ernesto Abella. Just to give you a background of Attorney Roque, he served as lawyer of the families of the victims of the Maguindanao Massacre. Siya rin po ang naging abogado ng pamilya ni Jennifer Laude, who was killed by a U.S. Marine officer. Also earlier, we talked about it's Ondas weekend. Marami po ngayon nagpupuntang ports and airports, bus terminals. Our correspondent Anjo Alimario gave us a situation at the Araneta bus terminal. Marami na pong taong nagpupunta doon. Also, later on, we will be giving you tips on for those who will be traveling to the provinces this weekend. Marami po mga reminders para doon sa mga magdadrive to check on your vehicles, yung brakes, lights, water, and your tires. Mamaya po yan sa aming newscast. Ulit, sa mga nanonood po sa amin sa Facebook, Shara Bautista, nagtatanong siya about road closure from Cavite to Pampanga. We'll try to bring you that later or throughout the day. Tinatanong rin po niya yung road closure or traffic situation in Tiplex. Hello, Emily Tagala from Bahrain. Mga nanonood po, Lindon Plantilla, Harold Paras, and my tita is watching. Hi, Tita Twinks. From NCR, Rodolfo Ramos Jr. From Fort Bonifacio, Jairos Agustin Ventura, salamat po sa panonood. And from Arizona, Soping Mendoza, Quezon. Mamaya po, just keep your comments coming in. We'll be reading more of them sa susunod po naming break. Or mamaya lang po. You're in the newsroom on CNN Philippines. Welcome back. A kid's simple request a president couldn't resist. Mr. Duterte makes a video to help an 11-year-old Filipino-American with his school project. Andre Esteban is studying in Fresno, California. In a letter, Andre said he is a proud Filipino and he likes Mr. Duterte as president. He said he would like to talk about him in his class report next month. He then asked a favor for the president to send a video greeting. His mom, Almayra Grace Custodio, posted the letter on Facebook, hoping the president would reply, and he did. On Facebook, Special Assistant to the President Bongo posted Mr. Duterte's video greeting. Let's watch.
I would like to say hello to Mrs. Ricuti and her students in Fresno Adventist Academy in California, USA, especially to you, Andre Esteban. Andre, I received your letter request and I am most happy to oblige. I am sure that you will do great report about our beloved country, the Philippines. Continue being a good son and study well.
Andre's mom thanked Mr. Duterte and also the people who helped her reach the president. Kabayan Party List Representative Harry Roque is the new presidential spokesperson. President Rodrigo Duterte made the announcement during Roque's birthday dinner in Davao City last night. Roque is a human rights lawyer who represented victims of the 2009 Maguindanao Massacre and the family of Filipino transgender Jennifer Laude, who was killed by a U.S. Marine in 2014, among others.
his entrance dramatic. We'll be attending the first cabinet meeting Monday.
Roque is replacing Ernesto Abella. Congressman Harry Roque accepts the position. In a statement, he says, by being the presidential spokesperson, he can discuss human rights issues with the president. As a human rights lawyer, he hopes to, quote, advise the president directly regarding the manner and methods he has used to tackle the problem of drugs. Roque says the administration has repeatedly clarified remarks of the president, which is why the spokesperson plays a big role. He then makes a promise to reduce the impact of statements which appear to support genocide or violations of human rights. The code of silence, that's what the president of Aegis Juris reminded his fraternity brothers of after U.S. law student Horacio Atio Castillo collapsed from his hazing. Fratman and state witness Mark Ventura breaks this code as he names those involved in the initiation rites. Anjo Alimario tells us what's in Ventura's sworn statement.
In his sworn statement, Aegis Juris fraternity member Mark Ventura named Axel Hipe, Ralph Tranguilla, and Arvin Balag as those who supervised the final hazing rites for Horacio Atio Castillo. He also listed at least 7 names who participated in punching Atio's arms. More people apparently joined in hitting Atio's fingers with a spatula, including Ventura himself. Then came those who paddled Atio. Ventura revealed Alex Hipe hit Atio first, followed by Ralph Tranguilla, then Arvin Balag. The 4th paddle came from a new broad. Ventura couldn't recall his name. Balag returned for the 5th paddle. This time Atio collapsed. Ventura recalled Atio was no longer responsive, but still had pulse and was still breathing. But Grand Prefectus Arvin Balag supposedly told them not to panic and just let Atio rest. 15 to 20 minutes later, Atio was still unconscious. Balag instructed them to drip hot candle wax on Atio's feet and chest, but Atio still didn't respond. That made them more anxious. At this point, Ventura said Robin Ramos suggested bringing Atio to the hospital, but Balag hesitated for fear that whoever would bring Atio to the hospital will be held for questioning. After a few minutes, Balag agreed to bring Atio to the hospital. When Atio was already inside a red pickup, Balag arrived and instructed them to bring Atio back to the frat library. Ventura allegedly saw Axel Hipe performing CPR and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to Atio. John Paul Solano then arrived and tried to give Atio first aid. When Solano failed, that's the only time they brought him to the hospital. Ventura said the other members then picked up their things from the frat lib and left. He himself went home and afterwards proceeded to a church. There he saw a message Balag sent on their Facebook group chat that read, Code of Silence, deactivate muna kayo. Anjoli Mario, CNN Philippines.
In other news, with many motorists heading to the provinces, Petron is offering assistance to ensure a worry-free travel this Undas break. Our CN Arcangel is on the line. She is at the Lakbay Alalay station in Marilao. She joins us now. CN, what can motorists expect there?
With thousands of Filipinos expected to head to the provinces for All Saints Day, it pays to make sure drivers and vehicles are in good condition for these long trips. That's why Petron is holding Lakbay Alalay at select service stations along NLEX and SLEX to ensure motorists have worry-free travel. This morning, 5 candidates of This Earth 2017 stopped by the Petron service station in Marilao to try Lakbay Alalay out. The beauty queens from the U.S. Virgin Islands, Honduras, Denmark, Indonesia, and Paraguay played the blow bag game where they found out what motorists should check before driving. They also experienced what could happen in a crash with a seatbelt impact simulator. To cap off their experience, they were given a 15-minute massage and a quick medical checkup at the booth. Lakbay Alalay is ready to assist motorists today and tomorrow here at the Marilao station and at the San Pedro station in Laguna for those driving along SLEX. The booth will be open until 5 p.m. today, while motorists can check out the these services tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And from October 31st to November 1st, Lakbay Alalay will be seen at the Petron service station along Dr. A. Santos Avenue in Parañaque near the Manila Memorial Park. Ina?
Thank you. That was CN Arcangel reporting from the Petron Lakbay Alalay station in Marilao. All Saints Day is coming up, and once again expect the massive exodus of travelers going home to their provinces. For those who are worried about the traffic heading south, Star Tollway or the Southern Tagalog Arterial Road Tollway is ready to make your travel a little smoother. Expect more toll collectors walking around to collect fees. That's to make your travel through the toll gates faster and easier. In case of any emergency, personnel are on standby 24/7. Traffic patrollers are also keeping close watch on the road to manage the anticipated heavy traffic. Motorists are encouraged to load up for electronic toll collection to make entry and exit through the toll gates a breeze. If you still don't have your RFID sticker installed, now's the best time to get it so you can skip the long weekend lines. For any concerns during your travel, you may call the Star Tollways Customer Service Hotline at 0917-511-7827. Still ahead, netizens are sending their love to the Meralco Bolts. We give you more reactions on the PBA finals later. And the long wait is over. Stranger Things Season 2 is out on Netflix. Newsroom Weekend will be back after this break. Balik po tayo ngayon sa FB Live. Again, thank you for those monitoring us on Facebook. Please continue sending in your comments, and we will be reading some of them now on air. I'll be reading a few. Sa mga nanonood po, nabati ko na po kanina si Melvi. Hello again. Watching from Qatar, Beethoven Bernabe. Watching from Norway, Jonathan Husto. Thank you very much, especially for those monitoring us from abroad. Some netizens are asking about what is going to happen to Ernesto Abella. We reported po earlier that he will be replaced as presidential spokesperson. In-announce po ni Pangulong Duterte yesterday or last night that he will have a new spokesman. He will be Attorney Harry Roque. Meron pong nagtatanong kung ano daw po mangyayari kay Ernesto Abella. Well, Malacanang has yet to issue any official statement on what's next for Mr. Abella. What we do know is for now, he is still an undersecretary of the Communications Office or the office under the Office of the President. Hello again sa mga nanonood po. Our colleague Nicolette Henson is watching. Also, JJ Chavenya from Toronto is watching. From Kuwait, Christopher Abrigo. From Michigan, Rene Cansancio. From KSA, LAR. Hello po. Also from Toronto, Canada, Noreen. And from Taipei, Jan Ragibit. Please, manood pa rin kayo sa amin. Hindi pa po tapos ang newscast. We have more stories for you. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at CNN Philippines to get the latest news wherever you are in the world. Mamaya po, we will be talking about more stories para po doon sa gusto ng recap. It's Undas weekend, so a lot of people are traveling back to their homes. Sa mga probinsya po this weekend, meron po tayong mga tips para sa mga babiyahe ng malalayo. Make sure that your vehicles have been checked. Also, meron pong tips para doon sa mga magpupunta ng mga bus terminals. Magbaon daw po ng maraming pasensya dahil marami pong tao doon ngayon. Kausap po natin kanina ang ating reporter si Anjo Alemario at dumadami na po ang mga tao doon, and we do expect more people to flock to bus terminals tomorrow and tomorrow. At dumadami na rin po ang mga security officials checking, of course, guarding ang premises ng bus terminals and other packed areas kung saan we're expecting people to head to this weekend for All Saints Day. Please keep your comments coming in sa aming Facebook. The newsroom's back.